The 2022 BMW i4. I'm not anxiously waiting for the takeover of EVs or anything like that, but I do study and keep up with the new EV cars that are coming out because I always try to put myself in the scenario where if I do have to purchase a new all-electric vehicle today, which one would it be? Well, I'm not really a fan of really any of them, but this new BMW intrigued me because for once at least it's not some stupid SUV, it's actually a traditional sedan, or a Grand Coupe as BMW likes to call it. And we have things like the Porsche Taycan and the rebadged Audi version of that, both of which are like what, $150,000, $200,000. Not really something that I can get excited about. However, this one, at least for the United States market, starts at $55,400 for the base i4 40, and the M50 is going to cost about $10,500 more, so $65,900. So the Porsche and Audi, stupid expensive. At least this, I'm hoping, because it's a BMW, they're always known for being the ultimate driving experience, and that is kind of true. Their chassis and their suspension, it is really tight. It is a phenomenal handling car that they always produce. So to get this for like a third or even a fourth of the price as the Porsche and the Audi is pretty remarkable in my opinion. So let's talk about it. The base model will come in rear-wheel drive, which in my opinion is great. This is going to produce 335 horsepower and around 317 pounds-feet of torque according to the European press release. And this is quoted to do 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds, which I'm not going to lie, that's not good enough. And I'm not one to care about spec sheets. I don't judge a vehicle by its spec sheet. But the reason why I'm saying that 5.5 seconds isn't enough is because, well, I'm already compromising here by not getting a gasoline powered vehicle. There's no exhilaration here. There's no gear shifts. It's not a natural driving experience. So the only real highlight and the main pro of these new electric vehicles is their ballistic straight line performance. I'm talking, I need that 1 second flat 0 to 60 times. That's the highlight of this new age, and that's what I want. In 5.5 seconds, oh, I'm sorry, that's just not good enough. However, I think that this is a underrated number to help make the M50 model look good. I'm pretty sure if you drove this i4 40 model in the real world and you tested it, I'm sure it would be closer to like 4.5 seconds to 60, because BMW typically underrates these vehicles. And the i4 M50 model will produce 536 horsepower, I believe, and about 586 pounds-feet of torque. And again, that's according to the European press release regarding that torque figure. Now this is the proper performance model. This is going to do 3.7 seconds to 60. So you can see how if the base model did 4.5 seconds or something like that, the M50 wouldn't be as much of an upgrade in the eyes of the consumer. You see what I'm saying, for that $10,000 premium. Now you can also get a $7,500 federal tax credit in the United States. So if you make enough money to justify that tax credit, well, there you go. And lease prices have been made available on BMW's website. And again, I'm in the United States and that's the numbers I'm quoting here. But when I divided it up and I did like a 0 down lease for a new base model i4 with a $60,000 MSRP, it came out to be around $850 to $900 a month. And that's with no money down. I think the buyout price at the end of the lease was around $33,000 according to BMW. And if you want to pre-order this vehicle in the United States, it's going to be about $1,500, and that's going to be fully refundable to you. And once you do that, once you get your vehicle spec'd out, it should be available around summer of 2022. So let's talk about some of the brief changes here. They have not disclosed the curb weight of this vehicle, but we can obviously assume that this is going to be over 4,000 pounds. It only makes sense. And this will be a Grand Coupe 4 Series. They have unveiled the regular Grand Coupe version of the 4 Series. These are the new models with that big ass grill in the front where you can slide through a 50-gallon water heater through that front grill. I'll talk more about the styling of that grill later. But this should be getting a 0.24 coefficient of drag. They're saying that this has a longer wheelbase and a little bit wider track. So it's made for longer journeys. That's what BMW is saying here. The base model i4 is going to be getting a 300-mile range approximately. And the M50 model is going to be getting about 244 miles of range. So, I mean, it's not that great of range, but it is what it is. They're saying that the batteries are thinner, smaller. Obviously, they're mounted at the bottom for a lower center of gravity. The center of gravity is lower than the new 3 Series even. And I'm glad that BMW is putting this emphasis on a longer journey, a longer trip, because that means they seem to have focused somewhat on the ride quality as well. Ride quality is very important with a vehicle like this. And usually when they shove an M badge in their product lineup, that typically translates into a really trash ride. So hopefully that's not what they did here. Anyway, I'm sure if you just stomped on it in the real world, that range figure will drop considerably. So that's what I'm saying. These new EV products, you're definitely better off leasing them. In fact, they are lease only vehicles in my eye. Hell, even the new gasoline powered luxury vehicles, in my opinion, are already lease only products. They're all disposable, because in the future we're going to be having vehicles that do 1,000 miles of range easily, you know. So the battery technology is going to be evolving very quickly, kind of how it is with computers, smartphones, tablets, whatever. It's going to be the same thing, but with a car. Anyway, they have developed a new front suspension, a strut-based suspension that's all new, and I'm sure they're going to use this moving forward in many of their other vehicles. And we still have a multi-link rear suspension as well, so that's great to see. And they still promise a great handling, sharp chassis, and I do believe that. I mean, I've driven things like the F80 M3, and that is one of the sharpest handling 4-door sedans I have ever experienced. So they really know what they're doing when it comes to handling, dynamics, etc. It's far superior than what anything Audi or Mercedes does. Mercedes is the closest in terms of a great handling dynamic, in my opinion, with their AMG models. And also, this is a BMW, so I have been really eyeing what Audi, Benz, Beamer, Lexus, what they've all been doing with their electric vehicles. These are the cars I'm really studying, because once these cars are out and they become a little bit more mainstream, more people are driving them, dude, the Tesla stock is going to go way down. There's really going to be no reason to buy a Tesla product anymore, because you don't have to be stuck driving those tin can things. These are proper, made by BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Lexus, etc. They're real luxury cars. They provide you with a real interior, a real luxury experience, and most importantly, a real dealership experience. All these luxury dealerships, they roll out the red carpet for you. You get treated so well when you go into these dealerships. For the most part, I'm sure there are exceptions throughout the country. I'm just saying, for the most part, in my experience, they treat you very well. They detail your car, etc. And their banks are easy to work with. They're flexible, especially BMW. With BMW Financial, you can put their vehicle on swap lease, get rid of the car early, whatever. But you get inside, the interior is a normal kind of BMW interior. It's going to be rather well built in there, solid, and unlike a lot of the Tesla products. This isn't going to be creaking and rattling like crazy. This is going to be like a real car, you understand? So when I say Tesla stock going down, I don't just mean their stock price literally. Well, that too, but also the demand for Tesla products. It should be going down. There's really no reason to kiss ass to them anymore now that we have real options from real manufacturers. And this BMW, I know it looks weird. I said I would talk about that. That grill there, you know, I don't have an issue with a big grill. In fact, I actually like a big grill. It's just that this is not well done. That's my issue with it. This is just a big grill for the sake of being big. There's no art to it. There's no real shape to it. It just looks like BMW took the car, they just crashed it up against a wall, and it just has like this flat look to it. You know, there's no design there. But you look at something like the Lexus spindle grill, right? It's big, but it also has like an art to it, especially on something like the LC500. It goes in and out and just has like this nice flowing design to it that's just unique. There's an art there. There's no art with this BMW grill. However, this has potential. This could look good if they designed it properly, if it didn't look like it just got smushed into a wall. You understand? They can do some pretty great things with it, but these first generation big grill BMWs just don't look good. Now something like the 7 Series, that looks great. That imperial looking grill matches the grand aesthetic of the 7 Series, or something like the X7. But these 3 and the 4 Series cars, they've been a total miss in my opinion. However, this is one of the few full electric performance sedans that normal humans can actually kind of sort of afford. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm interested in this thing with the proper interior. And get this, up to 40 driver assistance features available, which is just nuts. I mean, it should be impossible to crash this thing. And also we have full digital screens in the interior, right? That's a given nowadays. But yeah, that's a look at the new i4. I mean, it's gonna be here shortly. I mean, summer of next year in the United States, people should be taking delivery of them if you place a deposit for them right now. And let me know in the comment section, will you be placing a $1,500 refundable deposit for this new BMW i4? If so, let me know, are you getting the base model or are you getting the M50? Me personally, if I was looking at this car, I would definitely get the base model, save the 10 G's, get it in rear wheel drive. You'll have better range, and also I think in real life, if you put like a Draggy or a VMAX inside of it, I'm sure it would be doing 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. BMW is just underrating that car so it doesn't look like it's overtaking the M50, right? And also because it's a BMW, I'm expecting it to drive and handle a certain way. That's another reason why I really like it. You don't have to pay up 150 or 200 racks for a Porsche. You can actually get this for around the 50, 60K price, $7,500 of tax incentives from the government. It just makes it a lot more plausible, if you will. And it still has a prestige and all that stuff associated with the BMW brand, as well as a proper interior. This is not going to be a massive vehicle by any means, but it's a decent size. It's good enough. That's my coverage on the BMW i4. Thanks again for watching. Take care and goodbye.